This is 204 Underground again. This time I'm going to do another tutorial, but it's going to be more about a lead instead of a bass like last time. It's going to be more about a Complextro sort of style lead, or David Guetta. You can kind of pick and decide. But anyway, this is going to be one of my new tracks that I haven't released yet, but I'll put links to it in the description and my SoundCloud for now. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and play you some of the drop from the song. So this is the lead we'll be making right here. Actually, I'll just solo it out. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into making that from scratch. So go ahead and open an empty combinator and put a line mixer 6 to 2 so we can just adjust the volume, but we'll turn it down a little bit so it's not too loud. And then insert a Thor, initialize it, and open it up. So at the top, all we're going to do is press mono legato, so we can only play one note. And then with this filter, open it all the way up, and then just increase the drive just a touch. Let's say 78. Then you're going to put a multi-oscillator in, bring it down to octave 3, and bring the detune amount down to 14. So it's not too detuned. And then make 2 wavetable oscillators, run them both through. On this first one, change it to a mixed waves 3 and bring it down an octave, and then move the wavetable position up to about 76. And then on the second one, change it to 10 sines and just increase this just a little bit to 34. And then so far, I'm going to play you what we have. We have this sound right here. That's why it sounds off. Move this down by 1, so it's not 4. Move the octave down to 3. Okay, that sounds better. Now move the balance more towards the multi-oscillator so we can get some of the richness from this. And then pull number 3 down just a little bit to about -4.6. Then turn the shaper on to warp mode, and then just leave the drive where it is. Then go to the chorus, and then turn on, bring the dry wet down to about 32, and bring the feedback up to about 22-ish. Okay, so that's all we have for that Thor instance. You can go ahead and close it up. And I'm going to go ahead and show you what we have so far. Okay, so that's pretty close. We're just going to be applying a couple of effects just to kind of enhance the sound and make it sound a little better. First off, some EQ just to sculpt the sound. Go ahead and go to the low cut, bring the frequency all the way down, and bring the gain up to about 2.9. And that'll just give you a little bit of the boost in the low end, but not too much. And then this for the first parameter, move the frequency down to about 369.1. Take the gain and turn it down to about 6.3 and widen it up to about 3.5. So that'll just remove some of the boominess that's in the synth created in the low end, because we don't want that, because this is a lead sound and not like a bass line or something. And then bring the second parameter, turn it up to about almost 4 kilohertz, and bring the gain up to about 4 decibels, and then bring the Q down to about 3. And then go finally the high shelf, bring this up just a little bit to about 7.100 kilohertz. Bring the gain up to about 3.4, and you can leave this parameter where it is right there. Okay, so what this sounds like with EQ now is like this. And this is going to be before. So it just kind of adds a little bit of the high end right here, and then remove some of the boominess. Okay, next we're going to be adding in a unison unit. And all you're going to do here is just leave these default settings, but bring your dry wet down to about 14. Because what this does, so it'll provide a bunch of stereo width and stuff. So it sounds like this. Okay, next, go ahead and create a pulverizer. Go to the squash, turn that down to about 27. Bring the dirt all the way up, and the tone all the way up, so we're getting the full distortion effect. Bring the release down to about 34%. And that's on the compressor section right here. Bypass the filter, because we don't want that. And then bring the dry wet down to about 27. And this will basically add just a little bit of compression and distortion. So here's what that sounds like. So now we're going to apply a slight plate reverb. Just make sure it's on the all warm plate setting and not the initialized patch. Just hit that and hit all warm plate. Now you're going to do for this is you're going to go here and do about 8% on the dry wet. And that makes it Just gives a little bit more room to work with. And actually open this up and go to the EQ mode and remove some of those low frequencies. And then finally, we're going to be creating a stereo imager. Bring the X over frequency all the way down and increase the width to 12. You don't want to go too over on this, or it'll start to sound off if you try to play it on a mono club system or something like that. So here's what the completed sound sounds like. Okay, so what I did in the actual song is just add a little bit of sidechain compression, and you can just Google that. If you don't know how to do that, there's plenty of tutorials, so I'm not going to go ahead and cover that. So yeah, thanks for watching. Rate, comment, subscribe, and I'll have a link to the song once I post it down in the description on my SoundCloud. And comment with any requests you want. If you want me to cover a synth from some song, or you want me to cover one from my own tracks, or you want to learn how to do something, I'd love to help you all out, so just go ahead and comment and let me know. 204 Underground out.